Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. I am Mike Briggs, your host of Artists and Authors. It's artists, authors, musicians, people doing creative stuff. We started this show back in 2008 when people kept saying, there's nothing to do in Fresno. There's nothing going on in the Central Valley. And we said, no, wait, there's something going on every single day. And local people doing really cool stuff. So we set out to expose these people doing cool stuff in Fresno to show you that we are a cultured and a fun place to live in the Central Valley. Our next guest is Marie White. I hope I have that right. She'll correct me when she comes in. And there she is. Are you from the Central Valley?
I am.
I'm just guessing. Thank goodness. We're giving this big blow up for how
That's
great
right.
the Central Valley is. And you are Marie White. Now, you own a publishing company?
That's correct.
How do you
Here in
say the
Fresno.
name?
Zombies Press.
Zombies Press.
Yes.
And by the way, you can find them at zombiespress.com. It's right there on the screen. Now, you write books, but you help other people get books published.
That's correct. Yes.
I say this all the time. If you watch this show much, I always say, yeah, well, congratulations. Anybody can write a book, but few can get it to the next step, published.
That's right.
I should say finish writing a book, because I have a whole book written, but how do you finish? I don't even have any idea how you finish that. Anyway, sorry. Welcome.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be on with you again, Mike. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Now, you have some of the books that you published here, I
did.
think. Is this one of them?
I sent you some pictures. We've got a fresh look at living forever. So we publish things like self-help books, fiction books, Christian books, comic books, coloring books, picture books. If you can think it, we publish it. If it is a high-quality book, and if it's something that we feel comfortable publishing. So not everything
There's
that people
another
want
one.
published gets published. If it's not a high-quality book,
You don't
we're
get
not
it,
going to
huh?
publish it.
Everything Has Meaning is
Yes.
another one.
Amazing story with that one. Everything Has Meaning. The guy that wrote that one, Scott, he's amazing. He actually was in a car accident and ended up having traumatic brain injury. And when he had that, he actually went back to being basically like a third grader and had to learn everything over again. But then his life went through this immense transformation, and he wrote this incredible book, Everything Has Meaning.
Wow.
And so we get to be part of that project with him. Actually, somebody that's been on the show before, Michael Black. His
Oh, yeah,
book,
Michael Black,
Cinco
yeah.
de Mayo, if you guys recognize that from seeing his beautiful cover. A great book that he did, and we published that through Zombies Press. Some other more local in the area are Leah K. Rossi. She did Love, Lust, and Logic. So you can see we have a number of different types of books. A poetry book, a Christian devotional book. So just so many books we publish, but authors are our passion.
At what point in this process should somebody contact you?
I prefer to work with authors when the book is finished.
Okay.
90% of people would like to publish a book,
Yeah.
but only 10% of people actually finish that book. So,
People, I can imagine people could call you all day long and say, I've
Yes.
got this book, I've got this great idea.
Yes.
I'm gonna, call me when you're done.
yes, once you're done, we are a full-service company. We actually we treat authors the way we would have wanted to be treated when we started as authors. I have a wonderful, amazing team, and we basically give you the author experience, but we give it to you in a way that is just everything you hoped it would be, instead of just, here's a manuscript and here's a really badly done book.
Yeah. Yeah, I, like I say, you said 90% of people like to be a published author, of course,
Right.
but there's all this giant process from starting to write to
Yes.
getting to the end of that, getting it organized in a certain way, and a lot of those 90% of the people that launch on that, they don't get to that end. So you
Yes.
want to find somebody who can get to that point, and then after they get to that point, by the way, I don't know how you ever finish writing a book. That's got to be the hardest part. But after you get to that point, then there's this whole giant other thing that happens.
Yes.
Covers, cover
Yes.
art.
Yes, formatting, editing, so many things. And that's one of the nice things that we do is we actually make sure that authors aren't in this alone. So
Right.
we provide a website. We do everything with the book, and then we also train you on how to be an author in 2022, 2023. So you're going to learn everything you need to know to be really proficient at it. You're not just on your own with
Right.
a book, and you're like, I don't know how to publicize this. I don't know what to do with it.
Right. Oh, that's true. Once you
Everything.
get it published and it's print, you got a cover, format. Now you got books, and then what do you do?
Right. How do you start from there? It's a whole new learning curve, and especially if we're dealing with authors who are a little bit older, then we're going to teach them the technology. We're going to teach them how to get their book noticed, how to start using social media, to do book launches, all of that, so that you're not alone.
Right. And I have a philosophy of I'm really good at some of the things I do, but I don't want to be an expert. Like when I hire a lawyer, I hire a specific lawyer to do one thing. You do this over and over and over. I don't want to learn your business.
No.
You've already learned it.
If you've already written a book, that was the hard part.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to do all this. But then once you get started, it's a little intimidating to walk into this new world. So we just kind of give you the Cliff Notes version of it and help you so that you can just get a running start.
Yeah. I want to ask you, maybe it's unfair to put you on the spot with this, but do a lot of people go the wrong direction and get taken advantage of that write books, really?
Yes, and our company motto is publishing with integrity.
With integrity.
We don't do that. There are no upsells. There's no extra charges. There's no add this on. What you sign up for, you get everything, and sometimes a little bit more. And then we just make sure you're coached and helped so that you're going with this.
Favorite part of what you do is, it must be tough. You have to tell people sometimes, like, this isn't quite ready to go.
That's true, and we actually turn away more authors than we accept each year.
I bet you do.
So, and if we meet a really great author who's just enthusiastic and just excited to do this and really wants to do it, sometimes we'll make an exception and work with them to get their manuscript up to snuff and then help them to publish it because they're just such a great person. We just want to work with them.
How about this? We never have publishers on, so I get to ask all these questions.
Right.
How about if somebody's got their pretty good idea, it's chugged out, is there any problem in having somebody come in and, I don't want to say write your book, but put it in a way that is more presentable?
Not at all. Not at all. And most really good authors end up, once they're professional authors and they've got several books, will often have somebody that does that for them.
Does it all the time,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
I went through grad school twice. I got 2 master's degrees.
Oh, wow.
I'm still learning to spell. I'm still learning this crazy grammar thing that English has. That's hard.
Yes.
So.
Everyone has different skills.
And by the way, I read through books with great famous artists, authors. I find mistakes all the time.
Yep.
So it's
Always.
easy to leave mistakes.
It
There's
is.
that forest for the trees thing. When you've read your own books 10,000
That's
times,
right.
you just don't see those little things.
And
so.
people say that. They'll say, well, I've edited it so many times. And I'm like, well, I understand that, but we can't see what we can't see.
Now, let me ask you this. Now, I know you have a book out.
I do.
Is
I
that it
actually,
right there?
That is one of my books. I actually have 9 books out. So that is my 9th one, I think. And that is your author website, why you need one and what it should look like. And it's a very thin book. It's not thick at all, so it doesn't take a long time to read. And it just explains everything that you need to know, super simple, super easy. I mean, look how thin that is.
Right.
That is, you can read that in a day. But it gives you all the actionable things to be able to make your website look really great. It even tells you how to make a free website, so it's not going to cost you anything but the price of the book. And it gives you examples. We go through other authors' websites and just teach you what you need to have in one to be
I can't tell you,
profitable.
as a guy who's pitched all the time, hey, can I put my book on your show? Can I be on your show? And they send me like pages and pages of stuff to read. Oh, man, can't you just say it in a sentence?
Yes.
Website, for
and that's
example.
exactly
then
what this
if I want to
talks
read
about.
more, I could probably click somewhere and
Yes.
read more. So
Yes.
good. That's good advice, too. Again, who's an expert at making websites? Talk to an expert about this stuff. Now I'm going to put you on the spot again. I hope I found this picture. You did a TED Talk. Look at this.
I did. That
That's
was me
incredible.
up on stage in Wilmington, Delaware.
Now, that's not easy to be accepted to do, right?
No, it was not easy.
You had to go through a process?
It was a process, and actually, being a writer opened so many doors, being an author opened so many doors, that I went to New York City to go meet with a bunch of media and ended up meeting the organizer of that TED Talk.
Okay.
And
Now,
he invited me on.
how long is your TED Talk?
9 minutes, I think.
9 minutes. They have to be short, huh?
Yeah.
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 You have to submit the whole thing? Or?
Yes, you have to submit it all. You have to do preliminary, stand up in your house and do an interview on that sort of thing, and also give a presentation online. You have to fill out a lot of questions, and they have to make sure you're very vetted.
In the end, they do the filming?
Yes.
Because TED Talks have a sharp look.
Yes, they do.
The sound is perfect. The
Yes.
look is perfect. And when you watch our video, they're going to say, oh, the sound isn't that perfect. But we're not TED. We're not TED Talk.
Well, even the graphics, that the words you saw there, TEDx Wilmington, has to be a certain size. They have to be a certain font. Everything has to be perfect.
Let's look at that graphic. And they approved this graphic, no doubt.
Yes.
And they sent it, to you probably. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know how that works. Now, TED Talk, I told you before the show started, I said, my kids and I, we are a bunch of nerds, but we sit around watching TED Talks. We just think they're fascinating. And they're not like an hour and a half. They're just like short, quick thing. And everyone is so informative and fascinating. You're always sucked in. And at the end, you go, I wish it was a little longer. Anyway, what do you want our viewers to know? We went way past time, as I tend to do. What's the message to the viewers?
If you've got a book in you, pump it out. You've got a special message, and there are so many people that want to hear it. There's no shortage of people who are looking for something great to read. So if you've got it, put it out there.
Very good, yeah. Write it. Call Marie White.
That's right. At zombiespress.com.
What is Zombies?
It's a name that is not trademarked.
There you go. Marie White, Zombies Press, you're a fascinating person.
Thank you.
I told you all my crew called in lazy today, so I'm clicking on stuff myself if I'm looking a little lost.
He's doing great, this guy. He's got it.
So let's just turn everything off. How's that? Including the sound. We'll be back with more authors and artists right after this.